Today we're going to talk about 3 skills you must learn to succeed in the early stages of business. These are 3 skills I wish I knew about, let alone practiced getting better at in my early stages. And these 3 skills that we're going to talk about, I have mastered from years and years and years and years of making mistakes. And now I pass this along to you to be able to propel you guys along your journey faster. Because as a coach, a mentor, a teacher, whatever we want to label ourselves as, anyone that we teach who can rapidly expand faster than we ever did, that is the most fulfilling thing that we could do. So without further ado, let's get into the show. What's up, guys? My name's Chris Warrens, founder of Warrior Consulting, and I help entrepreneurs in their first year hit the 7-figure mark and scale past to the multi-million-dollar mark. And I work with entrepreneurs internationally on how to do so with them and their teams. Listen, on this channel, I'm going to teach you exactly how we do that, tips, tricks, and the secrets. So enjoy the show. So the first skill that we're going to talk about today that you must learn and master at the early stages of your business is leadership. Leadership is a skill that is very, very quickly diminishing here in America, let alone internationally. Talking to people that live outside of the country, it's actually a skill set that is diminishing throughout the world. And people in other countries are experiencing it heavily. I was talking to a guy a couple of weeks ago who's in South Africa, and he's like, "Hey, Chris, listen, it's not just America. It's everywhere, including on the African continent." And I didn't even think about the African continent when I was developing my mindset on the lack of leadership, let alone here in America. So leadership is one of those skills that you can very easily do well at because most people don't have this skill. And where leadership starts, the barrier for entry is low when it comes to leadership, okay? Because no one has it. So where leadership starts is with ourselves, right? Not everybody, but people dream of having these vast followers and networks and communities and teams, maybe communities, states, countries, world. It's all leadership styles and sizes, right? But before you can have anything of magnitude, you have to start with yourself. And leadership all starts with ourselves. Let's say you have no one to lead. Practice on yourself, meaning lead yourself. Lead yourself to where you want to go. Maybe you want to get into better shape. Make promises to yourself, make boundaries, and lead yourself to better shape. Maybe you want to have a really fulfilling relationship. Lead yourself to the things that you need to do, make promises to yourself to fulfill that void in your life, okay? Leadership starts with you. If you have a family, your family unit is your unit to lead. Whether you're male or female, everybody knows that I think that the male historically in the masculine role is the leader of the family, but let's just say you're a female and you're watching and there's no male present. You're a leader, all right, in the traditional sense, guys. You're a leader of your unit, of your family, all right? Lead them. Maybe you don't have a family, you have a dog. Lead the dog, all right? If you're a business owner and you have a small team, those are your people. Lead them. Maybe you're heavily active in the community. Lead your community. Lead your state. Lead your country. Leadership starts with ourselves. But leadership is a skill that must be learned in the early stages of business if you want to be successful. We have talked about leadership extensively on this show. So if you're looking for more on leadership, dive into the show titles. We have a lot of material on it to expand on it, but know that it starts with you and it ends with you. Everything in between is your ability to lead. Second skill, sales. Much higher level of entry here. A lot of people know how to sell, but not a lot of people know how to sell well. And I think the reason why is because there's so much shitty content and knowledge in the personal development space, in the business space when it comes to selling. And this is a critical skill to understand, guys. The best way to sell is to give. Best way to sell is to give and solve problems. That's it. There's all sorts of fancy shit that, no offense to Grant Cardone, I'm just saying, like, Grant Cardone's academy will teach you on how to work with rebuttals, which is manipulation. There's all sorts of ways to manipulate people to buy your product. There's all sorts of ways to trick people to buy your product. There's all sorts of ways to lie to people to buy your product. But what there's not a lot of material on is how to give your way into selling. And if you're familiar with our content, that's what we teach. And if you can solve someone's problems, whether it's you're sitting on a first date and you understand that person's problem and you sell yourself, or you have a business and you're doing a transaction with someone and having a conversation and they have problems and you can solve them for that person or business. Sales is an integral skill that you need to have as a business owner early in your stages of business and sales. If you want to get really good at sales, learn to give and learn to solve problems. And it's really that easy. Don't get caught up in the specific words to say and the specific words to say in contrast to what's being said. Sales scripts. Don't worry about that shit. Worry about giving and solving problems. And that is a skill that will propel you and your business to the freaking moon if you do it correctly by giving and solving problems. Last skill that you must learn to succeed in the early stages of business, and we've talked about this topic a lot, networking. Networking. Learn to network. Learn to expand the people that you surround yourselves with. Learn to put yourself around people that are better than you. For instance, next week I'm going to Florida to be around authors that are better than me. They're all going to be better than me at being authors. Learn to network. Learn to put yourself into places that you don't know anyone. Learn to connect with people. Learn to build your network so you have something of value to be able to help people with. Networking is something that I wish I knew early on. I wish I understood early on, and is a skill that you need to be successful in your early stages of business. Okay, guys, that's what I got for you today. The 3 skills you need to learn to be successful in the early stages of business, leadership, sales, and networking. If you guys master these, you can scale fast and quickly and well. And if you have questions about anything that we talked about today or want to talk about it, drop a comment below. Definitely hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed, guys, hit subscribe. We'd be grateful to have you. I'll catch you next time.